Christopher Balmaceda here with Coldwell Banker, and today I'm bringing you another real estate related video. I know it's been a bit since we've talked about real estate. There's a reason for that. I don't want to bore you with real estate facts all the time. But today I'm bringing a really important topic to you. There's something going on in our market right now that us as realtors, we're doing the best we can to protect you as a consumer from having it happen to you. But unfortunately, there's only so much we can do. So I figure let's make a video about it. Let's talk about it. Let me educate you as a consumer so you don't become the next victim and you know what to be looking out for. Now, what I'm talking about is something that's been going on in the industry since I got my license. It just seems to be more prevalent now than it was when I first started, or I'm more aware of it now than I was when it started, is rental scams. People posting properties for rent that aren't actually for rent. It's been in the news lately, locally, and I don't know kind of what things are going on outside of our state. I know that it's happening there, but I obviously can only speak to Arizona as this is where I live and this is where I practice real estate. So if you're outside of Arizona, please stick around, please watch the video because I do have information in here to help you look out for what's going on regarding these scams, but also how to protect yourself. But do make sure you're doing your research so you know exactly what's specifically going on in your market. So with that said, what does this scam look like? How is it operating? How is it functioning? And what do I need to be looking for as a consumer? Well, it's pretty simple. These scammers are going online and you're using third-party websites just like are available to you, Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, things like that. And they're finding properties that are either vacant or appear to be vacant. They're then pulling the information and photos from those listings and are going to other websites like social media, online classifieds and things like that, and they're saying, hey, this property is for rent, reach out to me and I'll help you get into it. Now, what they're typically doing is they're usually listing the property for substantially less than what you would think the property would go for in the market of where that home is located. Reason being is because they're trying to attract your attention to it. Obviously, we all want to deal it. If we can get a great home at a cheap price, we're going to jump on it. I will tell you the next thing is their best victims are those that are either out of state or those that are in a rush to find something and need to find something quickly. Reason being is because if you're out of state, you're not going to be able to go through the process like a normal consumer locally would be able to. And if you're in a rush, you're going to be in such tunnel vision focusing on just getting a place that the red flags that do come up, you're not going to be really seeing them. So that works to their benefit, as well as they're going to make it look as legit as they possibly can, so it lessens your red flags, and it also brings down that awareness of, well, is this actually for real or not? So what usually will happen is you see the ad, you reach out to the scammer, they say, oh yeah, the home's available, and you say, oh, can I move in a week? Yeah, it's available. All I need from you is an application and some money, and I can get you processed and let you know if you qualify or not. You then send an application off with money. We know they're not spending the money to do a background check because they could care less. The property's not actually for rent by them. So they're pocketing that money. They also now have a bunch of personal information from you that they could use for something else later regarding fraud. And then a couple days later, they reach out to you and tell you, oh, hey, you're good to go. You can move in, a week from today. All I need is first month's rent, last month's rent, and a security deposit. And I'll give you, once I have that, I'll give you the code to access the property that's there at the house. You then show up the day of move-in, you've already sent the money off, you have the code, and you go to find the lockbox and either find that there is no lockbox or you can't access the lockbox that's on the property the way they explained it to you. You then do what any normal person would do, you reach out to the landlord and ask them to help you, but you come to find that their phone's been disconnected, the emails are bouncing back to you, and you now cannot communicate with this individual, and you now begin to wonder, did I just get scammed? Now, you may possibly see that there's a yard sign in the yard with a realtor's information on it. You reach out to that realtor, and they confirm what you believed. You've been scammed. The home has never been for rent. It's only been listed for sale, and unfortunately, there's not much we can do for you. So good luck, and I apologize that this happened to you. So how do you protect yourself in this circumstance? How do you make sure that you don't fall victim to this scam? It's really easy, and it's super simple. You pick up your phone, and you call and or text me and ask me to help you. As a realtor, I have access to a system that you don't as a normal consumer, It allows me to see what is legitimately on the market and what isn't. It allows me to see, is a property actually for rent or is it just for sale? It allows me to provide that information to you to make sure that you aren't falling for these fake scams. Here's the other benefit. If it is a scam and I can't find it, I will make the phone calls and I will ask the questions that you as a normal consumer wouldn't even think about, which then allows me to have my red flags raised because I'm not in a rush, I'm not in a hurry, I'm not out of state. I know how this process works. I know what is required, whether it be through a realtor or a property management company or a private individual, for you to be able to rent this property. If none of it falls in line, I'm going to instantly tell you, you need to look for something else. This is a scam. This is a huge benefit to you because now you get to take all the guesswork out of what's going on. As well as when I represent you, I get to represent you through the whole thing, from start to finish, through the lease agreement or the purchase contract or the listing, whatever it is. I represent you from start to finish. So you have me in your corner to make sure that everything's on the up and up and make sure that you're not being taken advantage of one way or another. The other benefit to you as a consumer is the fact that if you're buying or renting, my services are typically free to you, which means that it's usually been negotiated with the landlord or the seller by the listing agent on what they're going to pay me for bringing you as a buyer or a renter to potentially purchase or rent the property. So with that said, please make sure you're doing your research. Please make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to be aware of what's going on when you're looking at possibly renting a property or even buying a property. And make it easier on yourself. Just pick up the phone and give me a call. My services are free to you as a buyer and a renter, so why not take advantage of that? Let my experience and my knowledge work for you. Give me a call, shoot me a text, 623-693-5667. If you have any other questions or concerns about this, if you need more information or what else you're looking for, feel free to reach out to me. You can also reach me by email at chrisbrealty@gmail.com. You guys are awesome. You're amazing that you continuously support me and watch these videos. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. Be diligent out there. Make sure that you're doing the research you need to so you don't get taken advantage of. And remember, until next time, you're more than a transaction.